Let's see now. Is this working? Is the encoder error fixed? Why am I not streaming? And it looks like we're streaming again. Hey, sorry everybody. There was some weird error. My screen went completely black for a minute and then came back and said there was an encoding error, and I don't know why. And then it kept saying that when I clicked on stream and recording in OBS, but it all seems to be working now. Oh, good. Thanks, Backlog. I'm glad we're back up. Anyway, I'm going to try... I may try and reload. I want to get a little further in this game tonight. I may try and reload and see if whatever bug is preventing me from reading the tarot card descriptions will then resolve. Mess. may as well see if I have them right. Whew, finally. Oh. Light. With the sight I've given you, you should see two forms. The one on the left is the knife, and the one on the right is a fruit. Complete a simple task for me, and I will restore your sight. Cut the fruit with the knife. But surely this can't be a fruit, it's too oddly shaped. You will be sure when you are cutting it. So I think he's given us some sort of temporary sight, but he is withholding our full sight. Now stop stalling and take the knife. Okay. You can see the knife more clearly now, can't you? Yes. And... oh, did I not pick it up? Good. Now cut the fruit. It's so dark. There's the fruit. But this isn't a fruit. This is a child. But also the fruit of something. It's the fruit of something you never wanted. The marriage of people who you love the most. Wait. Who've got the opportunity to kill the fruit. Do you want to see again? Even if she is the daughter of the woman you loved, now kill the child. Because she should have been your daughter, not that of a crap. Clear the mistake. No. You thought I would kill an innocent girl just so I could see again, lost one. Oh, so you oppose me. It ends here, demon. No, it doesn't end, you fool. This is just the beginning. I don't know how I was able to reach out and stab him with the knife. Do remember only one thing he said. You will pay for this, detective. When I woke up, I found myself lying in snow. Somewhere too cold. As cold as hell. Despite that, I also felt an odd feeling of relief and peace. I looked up and I saw her. Glowing in the light. Come to me, Barak. Her voice was as soft as moonlight. Barak, my dear Barak, you didn't kill her, even for your eyes. I couldn't shed innocent blood. That innocent baby was yours. How could I do such a thing? No, it wasn't a real baby. It was just an illusion. I never had a baby. Last I tried to manipulate you, Mothman to manipulate you into doing his will. But if I had such a beautiful baby, she would be ours. Please don't leave me again. I never left you. I was always with you. I know your eyes have been taken from you, but now you will. This is the gift to you, your eyes. Now follow the moonlight. You still have a chance to do more good tonight. Before you go, know that I am grateful that you did not do what Lost One told you to do. My dear, if only I could find the words to truly thank you for giving your eyes to me on that cold winter night. I knew you were real. I will always love you. Always. Because I know. I'm guessing that was the same woman who... He had a flashback about her death earlier, it seemed like. And someone from his past, but we really don't know. Yeah, it's still slowly starting to reveal a bit more. This place looks like an old restaurant. Police Giris Yasat. I'm guessing that means police line or something like that. Entrance is forbidden. The tape is too thick to remove with my bare hands. I've cut all the tape with a knife. I'm guessing this is all part of this dream world still. It sounds like a gun. I wonder if that's what it was. Can't open the lock with my hands. Oh, I see. There's a tiny crosshair. Tiny dark crosshair against the... There. Yeah, easy way to open doors. That's how I get into doors when I forget my keys. Locksmiths in my town are getting annoyed at me. Oops. Hello, Burak. I had told you that we would meet again. I saw him in the mirror. He was my reflection. Just what the hell are you? The hell in the dark corners of your mind. Do you know why I replace your reflection in the mirror? Remember, I told you, I was the most loyal fellow and your worst enemy of yours. What are you talking about? I'm the thing that you couldn't escape. Wherever you go, I'm your shadow. I will always be with you, even if you didn't want. Because I'm your dark past. It's almost impossible for me to forget why you were fired from the police. Shut your damn chin up. What if I don't? What are you going to do about it? As I told you before, you are so amusing, Burak. You are gonna shot a mirror in order to get saved from your dark past? Not from my dark past, just you. So, they always seem to run at the most unwanted moment, to run out of the gun. I should have known. Yeah, it looked like that kind of twist, but he's still there behind the mirror. It wasn't a real mirror. It was just a clear pane of glass. You really kill Lost One? Oh. My dark past? I wonder if he was really faceless or if that was a mask. I don't want to touch him. Okay, then I guess we could just leave. I found a shotgun and my glasses on the table. He'd been thoughtful enough to take off my glasses and put them on the table before taking my eyes. Also, that was in a completely different location. Yeah, you're right, backlog. It's like, oh well, this is the guy who knows about my dark past and maybe supernatural, but yeah, he's dead now. I don't want to mess with him anymore. He must have thought, being right, I wouldn't need the glasses so much after he takes my eyes. After I'd taken back my glasses, I then proceeded to take the shotgun. I may need this as I spent all my pistol's bullets on his body. Oh, is that her? I looked outside and saw her. I thought she died after giving her eyes to me. Merv, I'm here. No, she wasn't dead. She was just blind. She walked through me slowly, followed my voice. She touched and fondled my face. She didn't need to see, and I didn't need to say anything to her. We knew well what both of us wanted to do. We would leave this place together. Things would be much better with her. As I left the room, I suddenly noticed that something was wrong. Something terribly wrong. Where is he? The blood prints going out the door wasn't exactly good. Yeah, that's a prime detective at work there. Damn it. Those are some very large pools of blood. I don't remember this door. It's got 3 bars like the mysterious door in that first nightmare. Where's the... It said we took the shotgun, but I don't see it. And we can't go back, so I guess I won't equip it. You had amused me a lot. Now it is my turn to amuse you. And your beautiful deer. No. Run like hell. I've got to save her. Even if it is an eternity, what you have to pass. Merv, watch out! Pathetic little woman. I had told you there was no escape from your dark past. The demon just wouldn't die. My dark past didn't turn into something weaker than a demon with a long beard and a big knife. Now it seemed almost hell-bent on finishing what it had begun. But now I would show him I'm not any defenseless. It's time to put an end to this. Mr. Gooney, are you all right? Tanner had taken me to a place quite away from Levens, had woken me up. I don't know if I think I lost the combat sequence. Where am I? You're in the graveyard and you're lying in an empty grave now. An empty... Oh, really? All these were just one of that nasty nightmare. My head hurts so much. Let me help you out of the hollow. Thank you for your help, Mr. Tanner. You're welcome, Detective. But why were you in an empty graveyard? I don't know. The last thing I remember is when somebody hit my head. Somebody knocked you out? Yes, some weird things happened yesterday. Can you tell me about it? I opened up a letter and read it. It was written that I should go to Levens at midnight. The writer said that I needed some enlightenment. Oh my God. What happened when you got to Levens? The restaurant was illuminated with candlelight. I walked down to the kitchen and someone hit my head with something hard. That's the last thing I remember. And here you find me inside that grave. Detective, this is serious. Someone makes you swoon and leaves you inside an open grave. We should call the police. For all we know, you could have been murdered. Let's go to Carabalta town. There's a phone in my house that we can use to call the police. Yes, I'll need this. You seem a bit dazed. If you want, I can help you walk. No, thanks. I'm able to walk by myself now. I just have a headache. We made our way to Alper Towner's house in Carabalta. I was feeling sick and as though inside another dream. Nothing in Carabalta graveyard was so much more realistic than the nightmares that I'd just talked to a lost one and done lots of odd things. Waking up in an empty grave isn't exactly an ordinary experience. My head still ached from the blow it had taken. That pain. Or maybe it was just the antidepressants. Or all of them. The ordinary bed, the headache, the chemical happiness. Building my dreamland altogether. What? Antidepressants? Let's get inside, Burak. You don't mind if I call you Burak, do you? It's better. Welcome to my home. Yeah, nice. I should go and try to call the police. The phone is in the kitchen. If you want to wait until we come to the living room again. Did you want anything to eat? If you do, I could prepare some breakfast. Yes, I'm hungry, thank you. I'll also see if I can find some painkillers. Yeah, sure, I'll take the painkillers. Inventory is always good. Okay, I'm bringing one. Oh, thunder. It didn't look like it was going to rain. Make yourself at home, Burak. If you need to lie down, then you can use the sofa. Okay, I'll... Did he just drug me? I hope not. Might have made me automatically take the aspirin. But... very descriptive indeed. I really needed this. That says Reef on the magazine. Laid on the sofa after the rain started. Trust is an odd thing. Some days you throw a stone inside the window of a man's house. After he talks to you a while, he asks if you ever lost someone you loved. You tell him that you hadn't, as you remember the dull, lifeless but beautiful body of the murdered woman who you loved. It wasn't any of his business to know. What would change if he knew the truth? You just get angry as he reminded these. Just when you think your day can't get more frustrating, someone sends you a letter that threatens you to abandon your case and leave town. You go to an abandoned place where the letter calls you at midnight, as you are someone very clever, and a freak hits you on the head with a dirty bat. The next day, you wake up in an empty grave with a horrible headache. Get out of this town and give the investigation of that damn campers a give up. Couldn't I dig you there alive? While you sit and ponder, the same man that had asked you that one significant question the day before finds you while he was taking a walk. He opens the door of the house to you for having a rest and fill your stomach up, as it wasn't something so comfortable to sleep in an open grave. How can you rest when this man might be the same one who put you in an empty grave? Perhaps he's giving you the benefit of seeing who your murderer is before he finishes what he began. But somehow you know that is not going to happen. Like he knows that you aren't a burglar or something who came to his house with bad intentions. At this moment, I couldn't help but feel guilty for lying to him yesterday. Perhaps he deserved to know that I had lied to him. And what would change if he learned it anyway? You decide to tell him the truth. Hadn't I crossed some kind of boundary when I told him what had happened to me yesterday? I was thinking all of these while lying on the comfortable sofa. This is a pretty confusing logic, and I completely missed the part where we threw a stone through his window. I feel like the game isn't making some things clear. Burak, the truth is just behind your lips. Suddenly I heard the soft sound of a woman's voice. I soon realized that a woman I once knew used to talk to me that way. Tell him the truth. Wasn't someone you loved and lost? You do. Before I go, I wanted to say to you something. You haven't lost me, Burak. Never feel guilt for what you've imagined about me. Because I love. I'm back. Burak, you look as if you saw a ghost. I'm sorry, I'm still feeling a bit fatigued. Well, I have tried to use the phone, but there's a problem with the lines. The phone doesn't work. Interesting. I'll try again later. In the meantime, let me bring you some breakfast. Thanks. A few minutes later, Alper Tanner returned to the living room. There's something that I want to confess to you. I lied to you yesterday. About what? When you asked me if I had lost someone I love. The woman I loved was a young woman. She was a famous mystery writer. And you loved her. Yes. And you have It was a one-sided love. I see. Although I could gain her friendship. We were so close and I couldn't. Once I was shooted with a gun by a criminal during an investigation when I was working for the police. Because of how serious the wound was, I had to remain in the hospital. She was the friend of mine who took care with me the most. I always wondered if she felt the same way as I did for her. I was happy. Being with her made me so happy. Her presence was very soothing, but after I was discharged from the hospital, I went to home with my friends, with my colleagues. She wasn't there. As soon as I got home, I called her. Unfortunately, she wasn't there, and I left a message. But she shuttered the phone after hearing my voice. 3 hours later, she called me. Hello, Burak. I hope you're feeling better. I was with my boyfriend, so I couldn't reply to you. This is really sad. I realized that perhaps it was for the best. Maybe her life would be complicated. And the worst, we find her murdered in her house a month later. When I arrived, the door had been unlocked. I went inside and found her dead. There was a stab wound on her back. Who could have done such a thing? The murderer is someone who she knew and trusted. I promised I'd find whoever did it and deliver punishment with impunity. But, you know, vengeance isn't something good. It only drives us... I know this is true, but nothing was important to me because I loved her so much. I loved her so much. My emotions took hold of me and I began to cry again. I need to cry. I miss her so much. I can understand how you feel. My daughter was murdered too. Really? Yes. She was the most important thing in my life. All my life. She died during the birth of our sweetheart. Before she died, I promised my wife I would protect our daughter from everything. But when she got murdered by someone she trusted so much, like the one you loved, I felt guilty for not being able to protect her. But you have to be strong, Barack. There is an investigation that you should look into. No, I don't believe I will find the campers alive. I've seen nobody who got lost for 3 months and found alive during my life, especially by someone like me. Don't lose your confidence. Are you sure she would want you to do this I'm sure she would want you to do this if you lived. Do your best. Yes, I'm sure she would. And she wouldn't want to see you in this situation. This would hurt her. It was right. I knew this. This wouldn't be the first time Maeve saw me crying. I remember well how she tried to soothe me during my storms of sobs and rage while I was in the hospital. Damn. It affected me so awfully to remember her beautiful red hair and green eyes and pale skin. All right. I'm not weak. At least I will not be so anymore. Refusing Alfred Tanner's help, I made my way back to the hotel. I would go there by myself, talk with Saban Polat and Kagri Efekan. It'll probably relieve them to know I'm all right. They're getting a lot more story now. I mean, a lot more backstory. This is the way to the hotel, yeah. Hello? Is somebody there? There was nobody in the hotel lobby. Yeah, it is a lot bigger than I thought, Backlog. I know the Adventure Game System website classifies it as a medium-length game, which, I mean, I guess it is compared to, like Secret of Monkey Island or something, but still it's longer than a lot of them. Like, this game could totally sell on Steam. I'm just going to save real quick. Detective, you're back. Hello, Mrs. Efekan. I'm glad to see you. Unlike yesterday, I couldn't help but notice how beautiful Kagri's wife was. And I couldn't notice how she looks her. We were all worried about you. Me, Kogri, and Polat, where were you? Just as I did with Alfred Tanner, I told her what had happened to me. Really? That is bad. Yes, I should report it to the police. There's Kagri. I had seen him in the forest last evening. He did come back to the hotel, didn't he? Ah, yes. He came back to the hotel in the evening after you were here. And we told him what had happened. He searched for you at the train station and then all the forest. Did he ever look for me over at Levent's? If he did, that was probably moved before Kagri arrived. He just came back to the hotel after searching for you. Kagri was feeling tired and strained, so he decided to get some rest. Then he fell asleep. I shouldn't wake him up then. I'll talk to him when he wakes up. And where is Polat? He had a heart attack. Really? Savan's fine, don't worry about him. He's in good condition now. He's sleeping in his room right now. He was so worried about you. I would never guess they would be worried about me so much. Well, you should get used to this kind of attention, as it seems like there are many people in Karabalta who like you. Are you sure about that? Well, for sure, if we don't count that man who threatened you with burying you alive. Who did all... Seen Yalsim Sandal. You must have learned all those odd things about him. Yes, Kagri told me everything. I think he hides many things. Right. When I asked him if he saw the campers, Yalsim told me he hadn't. Yet all the evidence so far indicates he had. Also, I have just learned about the murder of his twin daughters, which was committed when the campers got lost. I think I should focus on learning as much as I can about Yalcin. Now I will go to his market and hut again. If I were you, I would get some rest before doing anything else today. You must have been feeling tired. I actually got some rest over at Alper Tanner's house, though I can't say no to getting some more rest. Living inside an open grave isn't something that makes me feel healthy. Yes, I know. Oh. Well, never mind. Have a good rest, Barak. If you need anything, I'll still be in the hotel. Thanks. See you later. I guess I'll check on Polat. Shoot. Am I forgetting the room again, or? Well, it did say that I should go talk to Yasin. It's interesting, because I do get this weird feeling like everybody's showing an unnatural amount of concern and interest in Burak, and it's trying to tell, is something going on here? Is the whole town in on something? Like, I mean, the few characters we've talked to. Oh, oops. Hello. I don't want to go back in there. Yeah, and they're watching him. And they all seem to know. And sometimes I can't tell if I'm missing stuff or the game isn't making stuff clear, like the threat of being buried alive. I somehow didn't get that from the letter. so it won't let me out until I do something in the upper floors. Oh, right, I said wouldn't say no to getting more rest. Oh. What the? I can't tell if that's blood or shadow. There's something on the wall. To the one who serves lost one. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, what? It's not letting me do much. Oh, I see. It was like an explosion went off. Thanks, backlog. And yeah, I see what you're saying about like they're being vague, and like sometimes they'll straight up say, I can't tell you that, but yeah, it does seem like the writing's doing this stuff intentionally, like trying to make you think, is that weird, or is people just, is this just how people are here in adventure game land? I have no inventory. Oh, leave the town. Didn't realize that was a separate phrase. Someone's trying to get rid of me, and it sounds like Yasin, but we don't know that. Okay, now. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. Like, it looks like it's written on Turkish, but when I click on it, it tells me what it says. Oops. Which room is Cogre's? Cogre's. Okay. Maybe it'll let me go outside now. I want to go back in there, but I mean, I think that's stored outside, but why? Daria, someone had broken into my room. What? All the furnitures are hurled, and there's a text on the wall. Writing? What did it say? You must see it for yourself. To the one who serves lost one, leave the town. Ah, who would do this? I'd have to say Yasin Sandal. He called me the servant of lost one yesterday. Kagri mentioned, I believe there's some information about him in the book you've taken, History of Karabalta Town. What are you going to do now? Will you go to the police? No, right now I want to go back to Levent's and see if I can find any clues. Are you sure? This may be dangerous. You forget that I was once a police officer. He will not be able to do anything to me. All right then, please be careful. I need more information about him. So I will talk to Tanner for learning about Yalcine and the murder of his daughters. Faces don't look that blurry until you see them in close-up. Tanner first, and then Sandal. This one here. Hello. I need more info about Sandal. I told him what I saw at the hotel. So you think Yalcine had written this? Yes. I've gone over all the possible facts, and why does he think I'm the servant of that boy? What was his name? Lost One? And I want to learn more about the murder of his twin daughters. You told me that you don't believe he killed them. Are you sure he didn't? No. After what you've told me, I can't help but think he's suffering from... But what I believe is that the twin girls weren't killed by Yalcine. Why? He used to be a good friend of mine. Also, he loved his daughters so much. I find it difficult to think that the twins' father could do such an ugly thing. But you aren't sure yet, right? Had I told you it was his advocate when he was in court for the murders of the twin sisters? No, you hadn't. Were you really his advocate? Yes, until that point I had been retired for 3 months. I wouldn't feel myself comfortable if I didn't try to save him. I take it that you were able to persuade the court he wasn't the murderer. Yes. But he began to behave oddly after he got out of jail. I fear it's the change which caused Yalcine to do what he did. And the text in your hotel room. Tell me how Yalcine's daughters were murdered. There was a word that describes it, brutal. The twins had their skin carved out and then were burned alive. Their corpses were found in front of the tomb, but the bloodstains and the other evidence told that they were murdered in the kitchen of Levent's. After a larger investigation, there was another reason why I was his advocate, even though I was already retired. Who do you believe committed the crime? Maybe you won't want to believe this, but I believe Yalcine's twin daughters were murdered by the campers. That's quite an accusation, Mr. Tanner. You think... I don't know the reason. Everything began to change when the campers came to Karabalta. And they got lost after a short time after the dual murder was committed. Have you ever thought this way before? I need to talk to Yalcine Sandal. All right, but have you gone to the police yet? I will talk with Kagri later, but after revisiting Levant and talking with Yalcine, are you sure it was safe to talk to Yalcine alone? Why does everybody in this town forget? I used to be a police detective. I don't need any help, and I can take care of myself. All right then. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, that's... Yeah, I know, damn. It's... goodbye for now. I mean, I did think it was odd, the campers being here. right before, or right around the time of the murder, and then them coming into town looking, disturbed afterwards. Wait, there's the link. Also, these two girls were killed in the same way that Lost One was, and that Lost One tried to convince me to kill someone in a dream. But I don't really know for sure. All the details. It's doing a pretty good job of gradually making more and more come together. Probably nothing to find at the tomb. Oops. Oh no, wait, that's not Levent's. What am I thinking? Like asking for a sacrifice. Right. At the restaurant? I finally arrived at Levent's. Yeah, I figured the boat would automatically take us somewhere. Chair, that's strange. Although the sign was old and battered, could still make out the words Levent's Lakeside Restaurant. It wasn't locked anymore. I've got the bat. Oh. No sense it was used to knock me out. Kitchen is written on the door. Obviously, the door goes into the kitchen. The scene of the kitchen doesn't have any windows. I think some electrical lights were used for illumination of the kitchen before the restaurant was abandoned. Now candles provide the only source of light in this kitchen. I saw something inside the kitchen. I moved closer to get a better look at the item in question and discovered that it was a shovel. Probably the one which Yalcine used for digging my grave. You are really someone, Joker, Yalcine. I could almost hear Yalcine tell me to leave town, or he really would bury me alive the next time he had me at his mercy. I was still wondering why Yalcine hadn't killed me. He must have gotten a very good reason for leaving me alive. In any case, I have imagined in this place long enough. Now it was time for going to his hut and talking with him. I had researched the events enough. I mean, all I did was, well, I found the bat, but then all I found was like a shovel and burning candles. This is... Okay. like something's up. I was now in front of the hut which belonged to the man who could very well be behind everything that has happened so far. There were lots of questions to ask. Inventory. I held my breath and knocked on the door. I waited for a reply, but it seemed like he wasn't at home. Or maybe he was listening to my knockings and didn't want to talk to me. After knocking on the door several times, I gave up. Whatever had happened, there was no point in waiting. I wouldn't be able to talk to him this way. So I decided to turn back to the hotel. Maybe Kagri and Saban were available to talk. It was getting late anyway. These days seem pretty short. I'm not sure exactly. Well, it's hard to tell